All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting. The embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office? When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Yeah, fucking.
Alright, like, you guys obviously don't get the joke. So the joke was, right? It's like, since, like, you know, Darth Maul, you know, it sounds like mauled. Like, if a bear attacked you, it will maul you. You know, so I was like, oh, what if I like say Darth Maul? You know, because he's an enemy team, and he wants to attack me.
Why can't I control that? That's odd.
Hey, bro, you can't control penis size. You're just born with it.
That's
Some people are born gifted.
that's not.
Some people are born with disabilities. You can't really control it. You were born with a disability, bro. You just gotta live with it.
Not what I was talking
Small dick ass nigga.
about.
Couldn't be me though. Couldn't be me though. I cut off my dick.
I'm sorry, what did you say to me? You know what? I hope you get herpes.
Kind of like a bad thing to wish upon someone, don't you think?
Did you just... That's an STD.
I know, it's a bad thing to wish on someone. You saying it's an STD only proves my point. It's a bad thing to wish upon someone, you know? Really fucked up, man. Not
Man, I feel like it's an amazing idea, bro.
yeah, bro. I know you probably had good intentions when you wished that on me. You probably didn't know what it was, but you know, like as long as you don't do it again, we're cool.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
Y'all wanna something?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Here we go.
The bucket is my safety.
You can play now.
The bucket must tell me the way to go. Will not follow the ways of the
And how it
narrator.
was. Had the bucket turned out to
How
be
the hell
was
did
this
I
better
get?
than the meeting room? Yes.
I don't want to
thought
be
himself.
here.
Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Yeah, the
Stanley
bucket
took the
was
door on his
wrong.
left to go
Yeah.
back to the meeting room.
Nah, I ain't going to the left. I'm going straight.
That's exactly what I
No,
was treating as.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
Yeah.
Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something
wish
up
I
there
went
I
down
need you to
there.
do.
I really
Stanley
wish
did
I
not
went down
question
there.
why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose
You can't
not
jump.
to think about this.
YOLO.
as that.
There's no
He was
jumping.
firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken
I
to him,
know.
and he
Well, I didn't
unthinkingly
think
did
there was
whatever
any.
the bucket asked.
Just every button. Just never even, bro.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket?
What?
Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what what is it? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior at this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness.
What?
I think we have to do something about it.
Go to the
This
door because I have a
misunderstanding
bug.
would have dire consequences on the
I
entire rest
can't
of the
leave,
story if not addressed
bro.
quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent
Nah.
on your understanding of what is and
Nah, I'm
isn't
not dropping
a
this bucket.
Please, step in here for a moment.
Oh no, I'm not going in there. I'm not. What you? What? I'm not going in. I'm not going in there. What?
You ain't got no
I can't
choice,
drop
homie. By the way, access.
I can't even. I can't drop the bucket either. Damn it, man. I don't want to go. So what the f?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not.
I'm pressing X for every single one.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a
What?
hologram of a bucket.
What? Bro?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
But it's still a butt. Oh, can I leave? Like, I don't wanna do this.
You can only
Is this
leave
a
after
bucket?
it's all over.
Oh, this is some bullshit. You know what?
Correct. This is
Ha.
a bucket.
What? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Nah, that's definitely a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's
Nah,
an
it's a
enormous
bucket.
machine that tills the earth. I thought
Nah,
this
it's
was
a bucket.
How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely
It's a bucket.
incredible. Let's just
It's a
move on
bucket.
to the next one.
Nah, it's a bucket, bro. What are you on about? It's a whole bucket. Has space and
Is
everything.
this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This
Ha.
is a bucket.
I should have said no. Damn it.
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
What?
Choose.
Choose yes or no.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course
Because
is
everything
not
is a
true.
bucket.
Unless, is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what?
Everything's a
I'm
bucket.
too confused to even sort it out. I lost
Everything's a
all
bucket.
sense of perspective. What is
Everything's
a
a
bucket? What
bucket.
isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence, and yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
I broke this man's sanity. He's questioning himself. He's a bucket.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
Yes, you're a
I'm losing
bucket.
myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm
Yeah,
afraid
you're
the
a
bucket is
bucket.
threatening to tear our relationship apart.
I'm not
I
pressing
can't do
X.
that.
You're a
I'm sorry,
bucket.
but I'm going to
I'm
erase
not-
all buckets from the game.
Wait, bro. Wait, what do you
Here
mean?
we go.
Wait, nah. I want my bucket. Wait.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did
Everything's a
disappear?
bucket.
Was everything a bucket?
Because everything is a
Every
bucket.
single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my god, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you,
No,
Stanley,
no,
still
you're a
here.
bucket
You're
too.
not a bucket
Disappear.
either. Oh,
I
this is
told you you're a
wonderful
bucket.
news. We're not buckets.
That makes no sense. I
I
said
actually
you're a
feel
bucket.
much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity
Bro.
on that issue, but it doesn't change
Bro.
the fact that we haven't got a game. So
I said
tell
you're a
you what,
bucket. How you're not a
I'll
bucket?
reset everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know
Okay.
that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who
I'm gonna
knows what
mention
that
that.
information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
This is a funny game, bro. Like, oh, hold you.
Agreed.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Aw.
What could it mean? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had... Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace. Protective, yet delicate. Assertive, yet compassionate. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this no? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
So like, if you see a dot at the center of your screen, you can press X to interact with it. The bucket is on the couch.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
That it? Really? Okay.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me. I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Nah, it's my bucket, bro.
You see, he's not listening. He's still
Tomorrow
taking
is
orders from
game
the
on.
bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it. Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. Oh, no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be more confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Bro, man. Yo, what did he do? The man, your voice is wicked.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
I don't know how to close his eyes.
Alright, time to go to work.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
What? Nah, they got me a little bit, suspicious, you know. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this
We're
was
gonna
not
go
the
here.
correct way to the meeting room, and
Okay.
Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Indeed,
Perhaps he
indeed.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just
No.
to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. Oops.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
That's mean.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about... What? Really?
Yes.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you
Zero.
that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? What?
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Cool. I never went through the red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running,
hell?
just the way you're doing right
The
now.
hell?
Don't you see
The
that it's
hell?
killing us, Stanley?
The hell?
I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Bro, what? Bro.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
The fuck is this?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Be right back.
Bro, this is a trip. Okay, I'm done here.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Away.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Content warning. Suicidal
Please,
themes.
no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I thought about it.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Because it's funny.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Bro, do not take drugs while watching this video. Yeah, I'm moving on. Gotta go back.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Back to the past.
Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
You can't. No convincing.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
No, you're not.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.